So here we are, my friends. We're looking at Google Earth, and we're going to look at the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River flows from Lake Itasca all the way down south and exits out of the Mississippi Delta south of New Orleans. Total miles, let's see right here, we'll do a little search on Live Science, and we're looking at the Mississippi River, North America's mighty river. It says the Mississippi River begins at Lake Itasca, a small glacial lake in northern Minnesota, and flows southward for about 2,350 miles until it reaches the Gulf of Mexico. Well, 2,350 miles. When you put that through the Earth curve calculator, you come up with about 697 miles of curve. Now, what that means is if we were to take this, and let's zoom out, let's rotate this globe, this fake globe, and let's put the Mississippi River at the top of the globe. So if we move the Mississippi Delta, which is right where that red dot is, that means that from the Gulf of Mexico over to Lake Itasca would be 697 miles of drop. Or if we were to do it the other way, we were to go up here to Lake Itasca, which is, we can zoom into it, right there where that little marker is. So if we take it and rotate it around, zoom out a little bit, and we put Lake Itasca at the top, now we have 697 miles of drop that way. Since we're on a spinning ball, and we put the Gulf of Mexico at the top and Lake Itasca at the bottom down here, 697 miles of drop or curve, how does the Mississippi River flow up to the Gulf of Mexico? Now, if we're living on a ball, everywhere on the ball is the top of the ball. So how do you explain this? What are the Globers going to tell us? Why and how does the Mississippi River flow up 697 miles of drop? If Lake Itasca is 697 miles lower than the Gulf of Mexico, how does that water make it all the way over there? What's the story? What's the theory? Let's look down here at the Mississippi Delta. This is where the Mississippi River empties into the Gulf. This river is flowing uphill 697 miles up over a curve. So I'd like to know exactly how is it doing that? This river just keeps going and going and going. 2,350 miles. Here we are in Memphis. There's where it splits with another river. It continues on. There's St. Louis. So, my friends, does anyone care to explain how the Mississippi River flows uphill? "697 miles uphill to the Gulf of Mexico from Lake Itasca." Anyone want to explain that? I'm all ears. Just tell me what the hell's going on. Tell me how this spinning ball spinning to the east. Just tell me how in the hell is that water going uphill? I'm sure you'll come up with some fantastical explanation for something like this, but let me put it in realistic terms of what's going on here. Let's go into the area where this lake is located. Lake Itasca. Let's just zoom into this part of the world here. And let's look at reality. Lake Itasca. The elevation of this area is 1,513 feet above sea level. Now let's just go down a little bit. Now we're at 1,516 feet above sea level. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go down a little further. Now we're 1,447 feet above sea level. Let's zoom out a little more. Let's go down a little bit more. Now we're 1,259 feet above sea level. Let's zoom out a little bit more. Let's go down a little bit more. Now we're 1,071 feet above sea level. Let's go down a little bit more. Now we're 777 feet above sea level. Let's go down a little more. We're down to St. Louis now. We're 470 feet above sea level. Let's go down a little more. We're 284 feet above sea level. Let's zoom out a little bit. We see the Mississippi River there. Let's zoom in a little bit here. We're 239 feet above sea level. Let's go down a little bit. We're 104 feet. We're 33 feet. 7 feet. Well, there you go. Now you know why the Mississippi River flows from the north to the south. It starts out at near 1,500 feet above sea level, and it goes down all the way to nothing. That's not a curve, my friend. That is topography. Now let's take a look at it in a different reality. It starts up here. This is where the Mississippi River starts, up here in the north, where the elevation is 1,500 feet above sea level. And it flows down, 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 all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. And if you look at this topography map of the United States, you get a real picture of what the earth looks like. This is what we really have. We don't have a round ball. All we have are elevations. And the elevation of New Orleans straight up to Lake Itasca is just straight uphill. And that's the only reason the Mississippi flows from Lake Itasca all the way down to the Mississippi Delta. It's because of elevation. Elevations, my friend. Down here at the Mississippi Delta, we're 1 foot below sea level. And up here at Lake Itasca, we are 1,580 feet. Oh, I'm sorry, 1,560 feet. 1,560 feet above sea level. And as we go down, the elevation goes down. I know you're going to tell me that we're on a ball, and it's the radius that's going down. But if we're on a ball, it would be impossible for this river to flow uphill to the Gulf of Mexico. Now, we've already shown that reality. But we can show it again on your little cartoon. Yeah, we can show a cartoon. This is the cartoon. The cartoon of where the Mississippi River flows uphill. From way down here at Lake Itasca, 2,350 miles, it's going uphill because of all this curvature. Yeah, that's what it's doing. Or it's doing this. It's flowing downhill because of the elevation of this land up here is higher than this land, because we don't live on a ball. We live on a plain. Is it flat like a pancake? No. It's got elevation. It's got mountains. It's got valleys. It's got high elevation, low elevation. And that's how these things work in the real world, in reality. In the real world, there is no curvature. So I'm waiting to hear your little comments. I'm sure you got a bunch of them. But if you got a comment that tries to prove how the Mississippi goes uphill from Lake Itasca, goes up curvature, I'd love to hear it. Love to hear it. Later.